Good evening. Let's share this video so we can start. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice News. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless my country of Mexico, my city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. This just in breaking news. Joe Biden, according to Newsweek article, it was just released. The $4 billion bill that has been passed and that is going to be passed, the $4 billion aid package for Central America, has been already designated, and they already have a destiny on how it is going to be distributed. This was ultimately pushed by a tariff agreement in the Trump administration between Mexico and the United States of America. On the bottom of that tariff agreement between Mexico and the United States of America, it said that the Trump administration was going to be compromising to create a better infrastructure and a better infrastructure, and also a better security for Central American countries. So the past administration, Trump compromised to release 4.8 billion to in the new upcoming administration to the Central American countries. Now, Joe Biden agreed that he was going to give $4 billion to Central America. The problem was that in the administration of Trump, they had a task force on how they were going to distribute the money and where they were going to distribute the money. The problem now in the Biden administration is Biden going to have a task force to distribute the money in Central America due to a lot of corruption and a lot of misleading of the quantities, large quantities of money. So according to Newsweek, I will read this article. It says Central American community programs to see most of $4 billion Biden aid package, not government. So that is huge. That is huge. Why? Because it's not giving the money to the government. It's giving the money to the NGOs. Now, the problem with the NGOs is that a lot of them are crooked. A lot of them, they have a problem, and a lot of them are involved in child trafficking and human smuggling. So they need to know which nonprofits or NGOs this President Joe Biden is going to give, or the administration of Joe Biden is going to give the money to these NGOs. So it says, the statement, according to Newsweek, it says this: part of the President Joe Biden immigration plan will give $4 billion in aid to Central American companies, but large portions of the money will be given to community programs rather than governmental officials. I don't know if he has a task force or not. When the Trump administration, they were going to have a task force. Now, everybody is complaining about this $4 billion, and they think that Joe Biden is the one that it started with the $4 billion. And I will say you're wrong. The ones that started with an agreement to aid Central America wasn't the Trump administration. Don't get mad. Don't get into your feelings. It was an agreement, and the tariff agreement between Mexico and the United States, and the United States compromised under Trump that they were going to create a better infrastructure and security and provide jobs for Central America so they will not exile in this massive exodus into every border. Now, the article goes on and says, according to Roberta Jacobson, Biden senior official for Southwest Border Affairs, an expert on immigration, told the LA Times that money allotted for Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala will be subject to stricter conditions based on anti-corruption efforts and good governance. Also, they add, rather than pouring most of the money into national treasuries, larger amounts will go to non-governmental organizations such as programs for single mothers, youth training, or similar groups, the Times reported on Wednesday. Also, they add, quote unquote, in the end, you are straightening the societies and not enriching these governments, Jacobson told news outlet. And also says Biden's new focus comes after the U.S. pumped large amounts of money into those three countries, often referred to as the Norton Triangle, for years, with the effect. When Biden served as a vice president under former President Barack Obama, he oversaw an initiative called the Alliance for Property that allotted over $1 billion for the countries for police training, judicial reforms, and other projects. Now, this is the problem. I see the initiative, and I think that the initiative, it is in some way good. Why? And I will tell you why. This agreement was it is not a Democratic-Republican agreement. No. This is an agreement for these people to create a better infrastructure and to ultimately also to secure the border so people will not exile and people will not come in as exodus into every border. This agreement was signed under the Trump administration, not under the Biden administration. This was signed under the Trump administration. For everybody that does not understand, go and read the tariff agreement between Mexico and the United States, that the United States under the Trump administration was going to tariff Mexico because of the enormous influx of migrants that it was pouring in through the borders of Tapachula in Guatemala. So they were going to tariff Mexico with a 5% increase on the automobile exportation and importation, the beer and avocado. So Trump said, you stop the caravans, I won't tariff you. And then between those guidelines, they said, all right, let's have an agreement that you will support Central America and I will support Central America, also Mexico, to create a better infrastructure for that triangle of Central America so they will not migrate and exodus. So that agreement was signed in 2019 per May, something like that. In fact, you guys want to go check it out, go and check that out. After that it was signed, now it is perpetuously now being pushed again. And Joe Biden said, I will give $4 billion to Central America. The problem before that I was mentioning strongly is that Donald Trump had a task force. What is a task force? He had a team that was going to go over there to Central America to make sure that this amount of money was going to be well distributed to the people and help to boost jobs and to create a better infrastructure to fight corruption and to also secure the borders. In the other hand, with Joe Biden, as is being mentioned right here, supposedly he has a task force. And this task force is going to make sure that the money is not distributed to the government. It's going to be distributed to nonprofit organizations that they are going to be helping communities and also helping the poor. I don't believe that distributing all the money to NGOs, it is the solution. I believe that as this money is being distributed to Central America, it has to be with a task force and push the country of Central America to fight their corruption, to fight their gang problem that they have with the MS-13s and MS-18s, and ultimately to secure the border. I believe that is the solution. Giving all the money and the majority of the money to NGOs, it will cause a lot of problems of greed. Ultimately, it will cause a lot of problems of distribution of money and how they are going to be organized, because these nonprofit organizations, they are basically organized on their own. They're not organized under a guideline, under a law, under a process, under a procedure. They manage themselves on their own. So I believe that the money needs to be distributed directly with the task force going over there to Central America and work with Central American authorities and help to fix this enormous influx of migrants, fighting the corruption and ultimately the security. And if it is going to be created for better infrastructure and for better security, for God's sake, send people over there so they can automatically know if the money is being invested on camps, on families, and ultimately, like he's saying, that he's going to invest on, on single women, single mothers. That is another humongous problem that is going to ultimately trickle into child trafficking and human smuggling, kid smuggling, child smuggling. Amazing. This is the information that you can find. You can find this information at Newsweek. This article was released, a few minutes ago in Newsweek. And the article is named Central American Community Programs to See Most of $4 billion Aid Package, Not the Government. It was released by the journalist Natalie Colarossi. Also, go to dhs.gov, please, so you can read about asylum and refugee cases. Which of the people apply for asylum? Which of the people they have a less possibility of getting the refugee in asylum case. God bless you all. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, at Orbeez, YouTube, Facebook, Parler, and also Telegram. You can follow me as Oscar L. Blue in Telegram, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first. God bless.